How's everybody doing? This is Captain Brian Brown with your KentuckyLake.com tip of the week. And this week has to do with saving you some money, but more or less saving you time, retying. And with crappie fishing season pretty much kind of in full swing right now, a lot of guys are casting, a lot of guys are vertical jigging, which is what I like to do. And you're doing it generally here on Kentucky and Barkley, you're doing it around some sort of wood structure. And it's pretty easy to get hung up in it, whether it be tree limbs or stake beds or whatever you're on, and getting hung up with the hooks, and you know, you're trying to battle getting them out. So the two things I've got for you are going to a light wire hook. Now most people are going to use a normal hook, about like that, and it's a fairly stout, good sharp hook. I mean, a crappie hook's always going to be lighter weight than what a bass hook's going to be, but that's your normal crappie hook right there. Fairly stout, but I mean, you can bend it. If you've got it on some braided line or something, you can, bend it out. The trick a lot of guys have come up with the last couple of years has been going to a light wire hook. And hopefully on this video we can see it, but there's the difference in diameter in the hooks and what they look like. And like I said, I was bending on this one, and you can see it will bend. But here's your light wire hook, and you can really torque that thing, and I mean, you can really straighten it out pretty easy. Now on a fish, that will stick in a fish's mouth, and you've got no problem getting a fish in the boat. You're not gonna lose fish that way. What it does help you do though is when you get hung up, even on mono or fluorocarbon line, you can take that when that gets hung up and put enough pressure on it that it'll loosen up and pull out for you. With one of the other hooks, they're a little bit stouter. You're probably going to break it on mono or fluorocarbon. If you're using braid, you can pull on it and maybe get it pulled out. But if you can switch over and go to light wire hook, that'll be a big deal. Same thing with some of the jigs. They'll come out with a little brush guard on them for the harder hooks. They've got some jigs that have the brush guard. They've been kind of iffy. I've had some luck with them, but it seems like with that soft crappie mouth and stuff, I tend to lose more fish by them hitting it and spitting it before I ever get a hook in it. Then it really helps me, staying out of the brush. But that's another option. The other thing for you guys is to build yourself some pocket rockets. It's a pretty simple deal. It's just what they call bass casting weight or bell sinker. Got the brass on it, and get yourself, this one here happens to be a 3/4 ounce. I've found is pretty good for the crappie fishing. Now some of the bass guys have been using them for a while. They get about a 1 ounce one, especially with the crankbaits. They'll slide it down the line and knock them off. But get yourself some 1/2, 3/4 ounce ones for your crappie fishing, and then get yourself some snaps. Make sure the snap isn't too big, because you want it to be able to slide down the line and hit the jig. If you get one that's too big, it'll slide over the jig, over the hook, and it comes off anyways. But get yourself some snaps. Put the snap it on the bottom like that. Leave this top open, and when you get hung up, just snap this on the line, slide it straight down, shake it, and with this weight banging on it, a lot of times it'll do it. It'll hit it hard enough to knock that lure off. Now, crappie fishing tackle is not very expensive, so it's really not a big money-saving deal. It's just the time of breaking off, having to retie, and all that. So those couple things will save you a little bit of money. They'll save you a lot of time. So that's your KentuckyLake.com tip of the week. This is Captain Brian Brown with FishingNet.com, Fishing Net Guide Service, and we look forward to seeing you on the water. Tight lines.